Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about some of the most commonly asked questions about the Jeep 4xe. So if you're looking for one, or maybe you already own one, this might answer a bunch of questions. Let's jump right in. So one common question we see is, the engine is really loud. Let's talk about what's under the hood. A 2-liter, 4-cylinder, turbocharged engine that is typical to the same 2-liter motor you find in some of the other JLs with a few different components. But in the 4xe, when this engine starts and you've come from electric and you're going back to gas mode, oftentimes it will start at an increased RPM to get the engine up to temperature, get the oil pressure up before you basically just start an engine and you're already running at 30 or 40 or 50 miles an hour down the road. So the loud engine is normal, but it is different than a standard traditional gasoline Wrangler in the volume when it initially starts, but it is normal. Next question I see, mostly from people who have no idea about the system, is what do you do when the battery's dead? Guys, it's super simple. It runs on gas. Problem solved. Runs like a normal Wrangler. So we're going to talk about charging, and there's a few different questions we get about charging. How long does it take to charge? What's the difference between a level 1 and level 2? And can I charge at a Tesla charging station? So a level 1 charge takes about 12 to 14 hours. A level 2 charge is about 2 hours. And the answer about charging at a Tesla station is maybe. If you're talking about a Tesla superstation, what you traditionally see at the Woodman's or the grocery stores and all that, that is a DC level charge. And these are not capable of charging at a Tesla station. Now, if you're talking about a Tesla destination charger, which you'll find at hotels or residents or something like that, the smaller one, those you can charge your 4xe on a Tesla charger with an adapter. So the next question is, we talked about what do you do when the battery's dead? You drive it on gas. The flip side is we have people saying, well, just put it in gasoline mode, or can I only drive on gasoline? The answer is kind of. It's still a hybrid vehicle, so at the end of the day, even when the battery is dead, there is a percentage of battery that's still left over for the vehicle to stay in hybrid mode, if you will. Well, there are 3 different drive modes. There is not a gasoline-only option. So even when the battery is dead, it still kind of runs as a normal hybrid around town, through stoplights and that sort of stuff. But I will say it's still far smoother than the start-stop on the traditional JL. All right, next question. Can I take my Jeep off-road? It's kind of a multi-question. Can I lift it? Is this thing still a real Jeep? Well, to answer your question, it will do anything a non-4xe Wrangler will do, and probably even better due to the increased torque. It is still trail rated. While it is a 4xe, it will afford the same amount of water. It will do everything that a regular gasoline Wrangler can do, with increased torque. And yes, you can still lift it. You can still put 35s under it. You can still modify it. Remember, there is a special lift kit from Mopar for the 4xe specifically, just like there is one for the 392, just because of the difference in weights of where the motor is and where the battery is. But yes, absolutely, you can still modify your Wrangler just like you would any other Wrangler. Do I have to charge it? Well, the answer is no, you don't. There's some people that bought this Wrangler surely because of the value with the tax incentives or whatever the case, and don't ever plan on charging it. So you don't have to ever charge it. Well, I think it's foolish. You don't have to charge it. You can drive it as is and never plug it in if that's something you decide to do. Another comment we see is, I just bought it, I absolutely love it, but I only took it on a 50-mile trip and I'm out of battery. What's wrong? What did I do wrong? What's wrong with my Jeep? Well, it tells me one thing. You didn't do your homework before you bought the Jeep, so you're here to learn, and that's great. The range on a fully charged battery at your best is going to be about 28, 29 miles. That's going to be your highest. This is a plug-in hybrid vehicle. It is not an electric vehicle. It is not a gasoline vehicle. This 30 miles is pretty standard for most plug-in hybrid vehicles. The key to this is all about how often you charge. We'll talk about that in a second. But 25 to 30 miles at most, 29 miles at most, is what you expect on a full battery on the 4xe. It's advertised as 49 miles per gallon E. I think that means 49 miles per gallon electric. I don't see 49 miles per gallon. Well, this is a topic for its whole entire own standalone video, which we are going to do. 49 miles per gallon E actually means 49 miles per gallon equivalent, not electric. There's a ton of math that goes into how they get to this 49 miles per gallon. We're going to talk about that in a different video. But we are going to tell you is, if you never charge this vehicle, you're going to get about the same miles per gallon real world as a standard gasoline engine Wrangler. How do you get to the 49 miles per gallon? In the E, in this is really fuzzy math, but we're going to just talk about high level of how you get the most out of the Wrangler. It's charge, 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 charge. If you ever leave your home and you're on and you don't have a full battery, think of that as lost energy that you've given up. If you can charge every time you leave, that's really where you're going to shine in getting the most miles per gallon. So remember that level 2 charger to replenish that charge in 2 hours. If you make short trips and every time you leave, you're full, you're going to really stretch that tank of fuel. But don't get confused and don't get caught up in the 49 miles per gallon E. It's very fuzzy, and I actually think it's very poor advertising on Jeep's part, and it's very, very misunderstood. Just understand, to get the most miles per gallon, charge and charge often. So the other question we see is, I read these things have a ton of problems. Is this something I really want to buy? Very often we see this on our 4xe Facebook group. And here's the thing. Any vehicle has issues. If you search for a vehicle you're looking to buy, you're going to find issues. When you come to these forums, everyone comes to ask questions and complain about an issue they have. Generally speaking, most people don't come on a forum and say, I love my Wrangler, and leave. It's always negative when they're looking for an answer. So having said that, if you ask the question, how many people love your 4xe, the list is longer than the people that say, I've had a bunch of issues. Now, it's not a secret. Yes, there have been recalls. There have been issues. We are on our second one, not because the first one had problems, but our lease was up. We've had very few things. We've hit every recall. It's never left us stranded. It's never been in the shop overnight. And I think for the most part, that's what you're going to find. Yes, there are outliers out there. Overall, our experience with the 4xe has been very, very positive. And I think if you go looking for others that have had a positive experience, you will find it. If you look for others that have a negative experience, you'll find that too. But I don't care what vehicle you're searching for, you're going to find the same on everything. Find another vehicle that you're looking for and type in, common issues, and you're going to find these things. But when you're on a forum specific to one platform, you will see negativity, but I guarantee you there's more positivity about this 4xe than there's negativity, and it's not the #1 selling PHEV on accident. Another common question for most people who already own one is the max regen button. There is a misconception that the max regen will help them save the brakes or help them increase battery power. The max regen button on the dash just activates the regenerative brakes for you. When you push that brake pedal on your own, unlike a traditional car with only hydraulic brakes, the first portion of that brake pedal is actually activating the max regen for you. So whether you use the max regen button on the dash or not, you're not missing out on anything. It's just activating it as soon as you take your foot off the gas. When you don't have it on and you touch the brake pedal, you are the one activating the regenerative brakes first. Push harder, then you're into the hydraulic brakes. So don't get caught up in the max regen feature on the Jeep. And there's such a small percentage that puts back into the battery. I wouldn't get caught up on how much it charges the vehicle. Unless, of course, maybe you truly live in some mountains and you're coming down miles and miles, then that's a different story. And if you put that on, it would probably be of a benefit. But for most people, don't get caught up with the max regen button. So the last question is a 4xe right for me? Well, the few questions you have to ask yourself are, what are the miles you drive? Can you charge frequently? Does a level 2 charger make sense for you? And all those play a big role. If you don't ever charge the vehicle, you're about the same as a standard Wrangler as far as miles per gallon goes. Maybe even a hair less. If you can charge it and you can charge it frequently, you can see 30 miles to the gallon, real miles per gallon, pretty easily on this, and even more if you can charge more frequently. If you're the type of person that does hundreds of miles a day with no way to charge it, 4xe might not make sense to you. So you just need to understand how the system works. But if you know you can't charge it and you know you do a lot of miles, the extra cost of the 4xe may not outweigh it. Now, if you're getting tax incentives and there's other rebates or whatever the case, and the price makes sense, then it's a bonus. But you just need to look at your lifestyle and how you drive to determine if you're going to benefit from the extra 25-mile range of full electric. Again, The biggest key to the 4xe is charging. Charge frequently. If you're fully charged every time you leave your house, you're gonna see a huge benefit and a huge increase and tons of savings at the pump. So let us know, what questions do you have about the 4xe? We try to hit on some of the common ones. We've got a group on Facebook called the 4xe Enthusiast page. Now we're allowing the brand new Wagoneer S in there, so check us out there. But we've got a ton of great content out there, 26,000 members, and the knowledge in there is unbelievable. So if you got any questions, comment below, join us on our Facebook page, and let us know what you think of the 4xe platform. We'll see you on the next video.